Thank you, Sean. Thank you for everyone at Icon Coaching.
Simon, congratulations, man. You know what that is?
That's winning.
It's winning, baby. I love it when you're winning. That's fantastic.
I got 2 under contract, so that's like 2.8 million in 2 weeks.
You've got to take control of your production to make sure that you're making more money, your bank account balance is rising, that your net worth is increasing, and that's what we want to see happen.
So that they can save the listing.
Which I'm really, really thankful for, Sean. Thank you.
See everyone coming on board. Welcome to Icon Coaching's webinar.
Right on. Day, let's get this thing started up. Welcome everybody to the Icon webinar series. It's called Sales Surge. Now we do a weekly webinar, guys, every Tuesday at 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Pacific. We just have the intention of sharing new strategy, new tactic with you that you could implement and deploy like right now in your current strategy to get out there and crush it with your real estate career. Now, with that said, gang, the struggle is real. I just heard a recent stat that 71% of realtors over the course of the last 12 months in the United States today have not sold a single home in 12 months. Ouch. Now you got to think, well, what are they doing with their time? What are they doing with their energy? And are they just maybe displacing that? Are they just not doing the right things in real estate sales to improve their production? I'll tell you what, every single person that I work with one-on-one in our coaching relationship, they are killing it with their real estate careers. They are literally doubling, tripling, even quadrupling their production over last year, even in today's crazy market. Now, what I want to do today, I have a great deal of respect for your investment of time, as I do every day. And I've got just a few goals for our time together today. First and foremost, we're slated to go for 30 minutes. Now, I'm going to go strong for 30 minutes, and then we're going to open it up to Q&A. So if you have any questions that pop into your mind during my presentation, just write them down and be ready to ask those questions here in about 25 minutes or so. We'll make sure that we get you your question addressed and make sure that you've got clarity when you hang up the Zoom, knowing exactly what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen today, and we're going to walk you through a slide deck just to keep me on track, keep me on purpose. And I wanted to start today with an icon maxim. Now, maxims are simple phrases that you can use to almost magically, almost immediately shift your mindset. Now, today's maxim is dream believer or dream buyer, you choose. And what I mean by this, gang, is everybody you know, they have a dream. So dream believers are always in abundance. Yet dream buyers, they seem to be somewhat rare. And here's what I really mean. See, every dream that you have, it comes with a price tag. And have you taken the time to analyze, well, what is it going to cost you to obtain that dream? Now, for many of you, it's just 10 live conversations a day. You might want to go a little bit deeper and say, okay, at least 5 of them must be in excess of 2 minutes in duration, so that you can get out of your mouth the words that need to be said to ideally earn their business. So what is the price tag for you? Have you thought about it? And are you willing to pay that price every day to obtain the dream? See, many of you are sitting there thinking, well, I want to make 2025 the best financial year of my lifetime, Sean. And then you've got this internal conflict. Yeah, I want to be the highest producing agent in my market area. And boy, I want to take 5 weeks off for vacation this year with my family. Yeah, I want to build the largest real estate team in my area. And you know what? I really enjoy spending time with my kids and my significant other. And I intend to do that every weekend. Guys, sometimes we have to give up in order to go up. And I'm here to tell you, magic happens at the extremes, okay? Magic happens at the extremes, and we're going to get into the extreme today. So I want to do a quick review of this model toward mastery. If you choose to draw this out, it turns into a pyramid. Yet there's 5 sections to this pyramid. I want you to draw this out. And I want you to write in the word at the bottom, foundation. See, it's your knowledge, skills, mindset, and habits that make up your state of being. It's how you show up to the world, your prospects, your clients, your friends, your family members. There's 4 categories that impact the strength of your foundation. It's your knowledge, your skills, mindset, and habits. And today is no exception. We're going to improve your knowledge and your skills. Ideally, that will impact your mindset in a powerful way. And with the right habits in place, guys, holding yourself accountable to certain actions on a daily basis. After about 66 days, that activity, it forms a habit. Now, you can form habits subconsciously, like most people do, or you can form them on purpose, like I encourage you to do, to identify an activity. For example, 10 live conversations every day, apply 66 days worth of discipline, gang. You're going to own that activity as a habit. It'll become part of your self-image, your personal paradigm. This is who I am. This is what I do. And therefore, I get to improve my production and provide for my loved ones. I'm willing to pay the price to obtain the dream. As we move up, it's your pipeline phase. Everything you're doing proactively or reactively to identify and earn the business of the buyers, the sellers, the investors in the marketplace today. With tenacity, you break through to the next level, which is momentum. It's a fun place to be. It's also kind of a scary place to be, quite honestly, because once you get there, most people without leverage, what they ultimately do is they get sucked down into the 80% side of this business. You know, it's all those tasks that need to be done for the deal to close, yet they're not dollar productive tasks. They're things like uploading data into MLS to launch your listing, ordering photography, professional drone footage, or floor plan creation. You know, it's just all of those tasks that, yes, they need to be done, and yes, they're important, yet they can be delegated. They're not dollar productive tasks. See, for you, the more time you can give to these 5 things, the more money you're going to make in real estate sales. Number 1 is practice. Number 2 is lead generation. Third is lead follow-up and conversion. Now, those 3 things to me are AM tasks. You start at 8:30, you don't stop those 3 tasks until 12 o'clock. For example, set up your time blocks, build your perfect week schedule at 8:30 to 9. You're going to be doing your script and role play practice. Now, let's agree that practice isn't something we did, it's something we do. I don't care if you've been doing this for 40 years. You should still practice to sharpen your skills, know what to say, know how to say it, then say it to enough people, you're going to be successful. Okay, so knowledge, skills, mindset, and habits. 10 conversations a day is what I'm recommending. Now, once you get to momentum, of course, leverage must be applied. With leverage, you're going to soar. Without it, you're going to sink. Okay, 4 categories of leverage: models, systems, technology, and people. We're going to go deep into those categories today. So tune in, pay attention, take notes. If you have questions, type it in the chat, and or at the end, you'll be able to unmute yourself and ask your question. Now, what we're striving toward is this level of mastery, you guys, yet it'll take on average about 10,000 hours invested to get there, according to Malcolm Gladwell, yet, guys, it's a lifetime journey. I encourage you to erase the board of your achievements every single day, to approach this business with a fresh mind, always open to the implementation and deployment of new strategies, new tactics, because what you were doing 3 years ago to be successful doesn't necessarily work in today's market. Yet there are some tried and true strategies that we're going to talk about today that all of my clients are leveraging to really improve their production. So I'm going to let you in, behind the curtain today. I'm going to give you the secret sauce. It's up to you whether or not you're going to pay the price to obtain the dream, okay? So leverage. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, build with leverage. Now, why leverage? Now, success isn't really about doing more. It's about doing the right things with leverage. See, your job as a leader is to identify, well, what would I like to accomplish and why would I like to accomplish it? To be able to articulate the what and the why behind the endeavor is critically important. I believe in the who, not you, and who, not how concepts. We're going to talk about that today. The next bullet point, though, leverage helps you grow faster, earn more, and reclaim your time. I got to tell you that to be able to delegate certain tasks that I don't love to do myself, I got to be honest, it gives me a lot of joy. It gives me a lot of joy. So today we're going to break down the 4 key leverage areas for you as a real estate professional. I'd mentioned who, not you, and who, not how. So anytime you think of doing something, and I mean anything, I want you to go through 4 basic thoughts in your mind before you take action. Number 1, by the way, I call this the 4D approach, right? The first thing I want you to ask yourself, I'm thinking about doing this task. Ask yourself, can I ditch it? Does that even need to be done at all? Second, D is, can I delegate it? Who can do that for me? Third would be, can I do it later? Now that only works if you got a time block set aside for that particular task. Otherwise, it just turns into procrastination. And the fourth and final option is do it now. Now, the challenge with most agents that I know is they want to do everything right now. They end up with 15 projects all working simultaneously. They're not accomplishing a darn thing because their focus is far too diluted, and they mistake movement for achievement. In fact, you guys write that down. Don't mistake movement for achievement, because we've all fallen victim to that phenomenon where you get up early, you work all day long, you work clear into the evening hours, and all day you're busy. Yeah, guys, it's not about busyness. It's about earning their business, right? So dollar per task versus 80% tasks. See, if you work really hard all day and you finish the day, you look back upon the day and you say, yeah, I was busy, yet did I make any money? If the answer is no, that is an incredibly short road to burn out. So I think in terms of who, not you. I've been accused of living a highly leveraged life, and quite frankly, I love it. And I say, why isn't everybody doing this? For example, many of you own a car, right? You own a car. It drives you from place to place. You get there on time. Yet, did you make that car? I mean, did you build it from the ground up? No, of course you didn't. See, it's applying that type of thinking to your business growth strategy. It's who, not you. It's also who, not how. See, I don't know how to build a car. So what I do is I pay somebody who knows how to build a car to build a really nice car for me, right? So same way of thinking. Like if you're wearing shoes right now, did you make those shoes or did you pay a company who paid somebody to make those shoes? Probably the latter. So why not apply that thinking to your business to get more done in less time, working smarter instead of harder? See, anytime I think of doing something new, unique, different here at Icon Coaching, I have to be honest with myself and say, I'm probably proficient at maybe 20% of the tactical work associated with this deployment. So I could take the time, invest the money, apply the energy to mastering the other 80%, or I could find the who's already mastered the other work. They've already got their 10,000 hours in that task. So my job as a leader is to, number one, be able to articulate what are we going to accomplish, and then immediately follow that with the why are we going to accomplish it. See, logic makes people think, yet emotion makes them take action. So getting to the why, the emotional reason behind the accomplishment, identifying a person of talent, casting the vision, and creating a mutually beneficial compensation model that forces that person to act like an owner. Guys, that is a recipe for massive success. Leverage it through other people. Well, no, Shon, I don't want to do that. I always have to be the smartest person in the room. Well, you're in the wrong damn room. You guys with me? You hire people around you that are smarter than you in certain aspects of the business. No doubt about that. So 4 categories, 4 areas of leverage that we're going to focus on today. Number 1 is models. Then we're going to jump into systems, technology, and finally, we'll get to the people aspect of leverage. So quadrant 1, models. I would encourage you to adopt scalable lead generation strategies. What is scalable? What does that mean to you? It means it's something you can do every single day, that it's tried and true. It's been tested by others and they're being successful. Second, to time block your ideal week for maximum productivity. And then once you've built this time block schedule, then it's a matter of sticking to it, kind of like your high school schedule. So everybody, let's go back to high school for a moment. You remember the first day you got your agenda, you got your schedule from your administrator. And you knew you had to be in this room at that time. You're going to sit down and study that one subject for about an hour. Then you've got to collect your things when the bell rings. You've got a couple of minutes just to be down the hall to another room to study a different subject. See, your science teacher did not talk to you about algebra. Your algebra teacher didn't talk to you about home economics, right? You guys, you're with me on this, right? That you're time blocking the time and you remain focused on that one task during the time block. My question to you is, do you have the $10,000 time block and management schedule? Do you have the $50,000 time block schedule? How about the $100,000 or the $2 million time block schedule? Well, and how do you know? Take a look at what you made over the course of the last 12 months and that will tell you what your time management system is really worth. So in an effort to find clarity in the time blocks, because let's face it, anybody can complete that exercise. Or if you know how to use Excel or even a pen and paper, you can build a perfect week schedule. In essence, down the left margin, you're going to have the time of the day. And then on the top columns, you're going to have the days of the week. And you break it apart in 15-minute increments. You know, for me, mine starts at 6 a.m. Then I'm going to have 6:15, 6:30, 6:45, 7 o'clock, and it just goes through the whole day. Then I can just time block certain times within an Excel spreadsheet or within my calendar that outlines what I should be doing and when I should be doing it. Now, many of us, we get into a time block, let's be honest, and we're begging for a distraction. We're looking for any reason not to do the work that we're supposed to do. So this is where that dream believer or dream buyer phrase comes in. See, it's easy. It's the easy principle. Follow me on this. See, it's easy to do and it's easy not to do. So I just say buy into the fact that it's easy to do, to build your time block schedule. Now, I would encourage you to complete your annual, monthly, and weekly business plans first. Here at Icon Coaching, we leverage a methodology called the ETA, stands for expectation, targets, and actions. You have one expectation for the year. How many transactions will you close? What does that turn into in sales volume, considering your averages? What does that turn into gross commission income, considering your average? That's your expectation. You're going to have 3 to 5 target positions. A target is an interim expectation that is measurable, yet it's not grounded in a singular activity. Here's an example of a target. Let's say I want to close 100 transactions. That's my expectation. Of the 100 transactions, target number 1 would be to close 60 listings because I want to be listing heavy. Now, under that target, I'm going to outline 3 to 5 actions that I can take to close 60 listings. So for example, I might contact 5 for sale by owners a day. That's part of my actions. I'm going to contact 5 new and old expired listings per day. I'm going to contact 5 people from my sphere of influence per day. Y'all with me on this? These are actions that are replicatable. You can definitely scale that through leverage at some point in the future. See, the good news is you can leverage lead generation. You can leverage lead follow-up and conversion. That's the good news. The bad news is you should probably master it first yourself. So building your annual business plan, your monthly and weekly business plan, then time blocking the tasks outlined in your weekly business plan is the easiest way to be on point, to be on purpose, and stay on trajectory to accomplish your annual goal. I also encourage you to use an economic model to track leads, number of appointments, closings, obviously, and then income. To build a pro forma or proof of concept is what I'm after here. And by the way, at the end of the call, I'm going to give you an opportunity to just have a free coaching session with me. Let me walk you through the economic model. My input to you is don't wing it, just model it. See, the more you prepare, the less you have to repair. You guys with me on this? Let's go to the second category, which is systems. Now, a system to me is a standardized process that produces a consistent and predictable result. It also reduces stress, anxiety, worry, and chaos, quite honestly. I think you should systemize the onboarding of your buyers and sellers when they sign a buyer agency contract, a listing contract. What happens first? What happens second? What happens third? So structured follow-up for every type of lead. Now, if they're a general lead, I'm going to give you a recommendation. I want you to write this down. I would encourage you to engage in a 3x3 approach. See, one of the reasons that agents don't convert leads at a very high level is response time and frequency of follow-up. So those are 2 reasons. Number 1, response time. Number 2 is how many attempts. So the 3x3 approach is what I'm recommending. That's 3 attempts per day for the first 3 days in a row. Then 3 attempts per week for the next 3 weeks in a row, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then 3 attempts per month for the next 3 months in a row. And when you follow that very simple structure, very few things will slip through the cracks, okay? So also repeatable checklists for listings as well as buyers. What are some of the other systems maybe you should consider? And this is nowhere near a complete list, but I wanted to throw a couple of things on the screen just to get your mind engaged. Your buyer presentation. Is it systemized? to produce that consistent, predictable result? Or do you step into that meeting wondering, gee, I wonder what's going to come out of my mouth today? And man, I hope it's good. Because we've all had that meeting where everything that came out of your mouth was just so sweet, it was perfect. And you finish that meeting feeling a little bit smug, right? And yet there's that little voice inside the back of your head saying, can you do it again next time? And then, of course, we've had that meeting where nothing came out of your mouth sounded good. I mean, it just felt like boots in the dryer. It was clunky. You didn't get the signed buyer agency contract or the signed listing contract. And you're thinking, I need to systemize my operation. That's why we're talking today. So systemizing your listing presentation, your pre-listing process. Are you sending out a pre-listing packet? Do you have something like a certified serious seller plan that gives them a place to channel their energy and get the house ready to sell almost immediately on the market? Listing launch system. See, one of the things that drives me nuts with agents is that they work really hard. They finally get a listing, and what do? They order photography, maybe they get it staged, and they get the photography back Monday morning. Well, they, as fast as they can, they upload it to MLS and tell everybody and anybody you can start showing it today at noon. See, that's a problem. That's a mistake, in my opinion. I view bringing a listing to market kind of like Hollywood brings a movie to market. They don't just finish the movie and say, yeah, you guys can start viewing the movie Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. No, guys, that would be a major missed opportunity. There's a whole series of events that happens before you can actually go see this movie, right? There's a lot of awareness created around this. There's television commercials, radio ads, there's social media ads. You see it all the time. But they know if they follow this system, that when they finally allow you to watch it starting Friday night at this time, that first weekend they're going to make millions and millions of dollars. So what do you do when you take a listing? I mean, I'm sure you probably get it staged. You probably order professional photography, drone footage, floor plan creation, twilight images, whatever your system is. Once you get that information you need to upload it to MLS, I'd say go ahead and do that. Let's say you get up Monday morning. Put it in MLS as active, no showings till the following Saturday at 12 o'clock. So under the showing instructions, no showings till Saturday at 12 o'clock. Then also on Monday, you go ahead and put your sign up with a sign writer saying coming soon, and another sign writer that says public open house Saturday 12 to 2, or maybe 12 to 1. We want a short window open house to create a feeding frenzy. So then you also on Monday, you're going to do some social media posts advertising your new listing, no showings till Saturday, open house Saturday 12 to 1. So you're advertising that on social. You should maybe door knock the community, inviting the neighbors to attend a neighbors only open house. Or maybe just direct mail, you send it out Monday morning, they get it by Thursday at the latest, and they know Friday at 5:30 to 6:30 you're doing a neighbors only open house. Just let them stop by for some wine and cheese, beer and brats, get their finger on the pulse of the market, what's happening in their neighborhood. Guys, when you do that approach, you'll be able to leapfrog from taking a listing to take 2 or 3 more in the same neighborhood. We've all experienced that phenomenon. When one sign goes up in the neighborhood, 2 or 3 are soon to follow. I want you to capture that business. And the only way to do that, or the best way, in my opinion, to do that is to invite them to a neighbors only open house, pre-public open house, which happens the following day. Now, if they own a home and they come to your neighbors only open house, there's 4 questions I want you to ask. Write these down quick. The first question is, it's an icebreaker question. You're going to say, boy, it sure is a nice neighborhood. How did you pick this area to live? Again, it's an icebreaker question, and you're getting a lot of information from the homeowners in that community that you otherwise would not have known. And you're going to use that in the marketing approach. You're going to use that during the open house, the public the next day. Okay. So, well, we bought here because of this, that, and the next thing. Perfect. Now let me just ask the question. If you were to move, where would you go next? Oh, we'd probably move to Denver, Colorado. Interesting. Tell me, what's important to you about accomplishing that, moving the family to Denver, Colorado? What's in it for you guys? Oh, we got family there. We got friends there. We moved here 10 years ago with every intention to move back. Fantastic. So in a perfect world, when would you like to make that happen? Just 4 simple questions. They might say, maybe next year in the summer. Fantastic. Add them to your database. come up with a nurture plan, and earn their business. Nurture them till they're ready to go. So listing launch system, guys, I've got that all transcribed, several different points that you do on Tuesday, then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then you do your public only open house on Saturday. Short window. Now you're going to capture all of that pent up demand from realtors who have buyers that they represent. They're going to see that active on Monday, no showings till Saturday. So they're going to call their realtor and say, hey, this new listing just hit the market. No showings till Saturday at 12. Can we meet there Saturday at 12 to look at it? Perfect. That's what you want. And you want 4 or 5 or 6 other realtors doing the same thing with their clients. You have a public open house, same time, 12 to 1. You have 4 or 5 people lined up at 12 o'clock to come in and tour your open house along with the realtors and their buyers. Guys, this creates a feeding frenzy. I wouldn't be shocked if you didn't have the property under contract by Sunday at noon when you follow a simple listing launch process. Also, open houses. I mean, are you systemizing that? Are you bringing a lightweight printer and a laptop with you and you have access to the internet and MLS to do live MLS searches and print a list of available properties for your buyer prospects? Guys, you get their criteria. How many bedrooms do you want? Bathrooms? How many car garage? Newer home, older home, style of home? You know what to do. You notice that there are 8 listings that match your criteria. Go ahead and print all of them off. Teach them how to read the MLS tear sheets. And then ask them to create a list of properties they'd like to see the inside of. Now, out of the 8 you printed, let's say they want to see the inside of 3. Guys, how easy is it now to set an appointment? It's so simple. Yet you've got to have a system in place, and you've got to do this on purpose. Social media posts and replying to comments, to leverage that off, I would strongly recommend realestatecontent.ai. I'll say it again, realestatecontent.ai. My friend Kyle Ranieri, he came up with the coding that marries artificial intelligence and social media, marries it together to where you can have 4 posts per day, LinkedIn, X, Instagram, and Facebook, 4 posts per day for 30 days in a row, all scheduled out, and it'll take you all 10 minutes to put it all together, leveraging artificial intelligence. So your posts are all lined up. You can invest your time in the dollar productive energy instead of, in social media. But then you just have to babysit your social media and reply to people's comments. That's all you have to do. You get to leverage that aspect of your business off rather than spending 2, 3, 4 hours a day on social channels. Here you can spend 10 minutes a month and then just go in and maintain the communication with the people that are engaging in your content. To me, it's a no-brainer. And by the way, you can sign up for an entire year with realestatecontent.ai through Icon Coaching for just $699 for the whole year. By the way, systemizing what you say and how you say it. So guys, there's 3 things in which you can control in real estate sales, just 3. Think of all the things outside of your control. You can't control the inventory in the market. Can't control the Fed and the interest rates. Can't control that. Can't control the buyer's credit score, their cash position, seller's equity position, or motivation. Really hard to control those things. 3 things you can control. And I want you to focus on what you can control. You can control what you say, how you say it, and how many people you say it to. Guys, if you want more appointments, and I know you do, you just need to create more conversations. All right, so it's not about fixing things though. See, we get stuck in this fix mindset. I'm gonna put out this fire, I'll put up that fire, put up the next fire, and I feel more like a firefighter every day instead of a professional real estate agent, right? See, it's not about just fixing things. It's about fixing it once and then preventing it from ever happening again. That's how great systems are identified and then ultimately built and deployed. So quadrant 2, we're still in systems. I'd say document any task that you do more than twice. Use a checklist in Trello, Asana, or Google Sheets. Build a lead funnel with set follow-up intervals. So how do they enter your funnel, and when are you going to communicate with them on purpose? And what modality will you use? I say go by land, air, or sea. Text them, direct message them, personal phone calls, email, snail mail, whatever it takes. Get in front of them. Quadrant 3 is technology. So if you're not using a CRM currently, shame on you. Don't go 1990s on me and try and track your leads in an Excel spreadsheet. It doesn't work. Too many things slip through the cracks. Having a CRM with automations in place, critically important. Now at Icon, I've developed many automations that I can just hand off to you should you engage us maybe for a little bit of help. AI tools for marketing and communication. I'd mentioned realestatecontent.ai. I am a believer, guys. I am sold on that platform. Just go to realestatecontent.ai and check out what they have to offer. In fact, at the end of this month, I'm doing another webinar with Kyle Raniere. So he can just demonstrate to you in 10 minutes. He'll have one post a day on all 4 major channels for 30 days in a row inside of 10 minutes, all scheduled, all ready to go. And you'll see how it's all branded to the agent. It's completely customized content. Nobody else is getting this content, just you. All right. Additionally, client update tools through HomeBot, Showing Time. Guys, they need to keep their finger on the pulse of what their house is going to fetch in today's market. The buyers need to know what homes are hitting the market that match their criteria. So having those update tools in place, critical importance. Okay. AI tools for marketing communication, online scheduling to eliminate back and forth. You know, it always shocks me when I speak with an agent who does not have a Calendly link established. Set it up today. You can do it through Calendly, Schedule Once, Acuity. Guys, there's 100 different tools that you can leverage out there that allow your prospects to self-schedule time on your calendar to meet with you. Okay. Also through technology, I'd encourage you to use the one-to-many approach. For example, Slide Broadcast. I spoke with one of my clients this morning who he and his team will close over 700 transactions this year alone. And I was talking to him about one of their major challenges. And what is it? And the fact is that they have 40,000 seller leads in their database. You know, they got about 68 agents on the team, yet even at 68 agents, calling 40,000 people is darn near impossible. So I'd leverage tools like Slide Broadcast. For 3.5 cents per voicemail, you could send 1,000 voicemails in the next 10 minutes. Your voice, whatever you want to say, in 10 minutes, you can send 1,000 voicemails and it'll cost you $35. That's it. So maybe you take a listing and you want to do some circle prospecting, get access to the data. I would strongly recommend LandVoice. Okay, to get a special on their pricing, by the way, go to landvoice.com/sales surge. Okay, /sales surge. They will give you every for sale by owner, every expired listing, all the neighborhood data you can handle. All you have to do is go and drop your pins. It'll give you all the contact information for anybody who meets that geographic criteria. Okay. Now, then you get the phone numbers, you upload it to Slide Broadcast, you record your voice once, and it sounds something like, "Hey, it's Shon Kokoszka with eXp Realty. I'm so sorry that I missed you. I want you to be one of the first to know in the neighborhood that I just listed the property right around the corner from you at 123 Main Street. It's got 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 3-car garage, and it's active on the market right now. No showings till Saturday at 12 o'clock, yet it's active on the market now for $899,000. I'm calling to see if you know anybody that you'd like to become one of your neighbors before I just pick them for you. If so, pick the phone, give me a call." Now, and that fast, guys, every single person in that neighborhood, their phone won't even ring, but it says they missed a call from your number and they get to listen to your voice. You can invite them to the neighbors only open house at the same time in the same voicemail. Also, text broadcasting through easy texting or slicktext.com. This will enable you to take a large group of people and communicate with them in a one-to-many type approach. Also, staying in technology, CRMs like KV Core, Follow-Up Boss, Bold Lead, Sync, Chime. I mean, there's 1,000 of them out there. And the best one for you, by the way, is the one you know how to use. So I'd encourage you to leverage ChatGPT for listing copy, emails, automated texts, email reminders, use Calendly to book appointments. Quadrant 4, I say delegate to elevate. So quadrant 4 is the people aspect of leveraging. I say start small, hire a VA for 5 to 10 hours a week, leverage the 80% stuff off to them. Focus on the 20% effort. Practice lead gen, lead follow-up, then go on appointments, negotiate contracts. Those are the only 5 things that are going to move the needle for you and your bank account balance. Also use a transaction coordinator for every transaction. I say outsource that at first, by the way. Now you'll find transaction coordination companies that service many agents in your market area, and they're going to charge anywhere from $250 to $500 per file in a predicated fee. So they're not going to charge you until the deal closes. It's part of your settlement statement, and they get paid at closing just like you do. Yet to leverage off that contract to close process, critically important. Now I say outsource it at first. And once you get to 3 to 5 transactions consistently per month, then it's time to hire somebody in-house. Because the nice thing about leveraging off that transaction coordination is that you don't have to do it. Yet the challenge with it by outsourcing it is that that is the only thing that this person is going to do for you. They're only going to do the transaction coordination, meaning they're not going to help you plan your next customer appreciation event. They're not going to set up your next automation or email campaign or text message campaign or help you with your slide broadcast to communicate with a large number of people in a short period of time. So by hiring that person in-house, while 10 or 20% of their time is spent on contract close stuff, the other 80 to 90% of their time could be invested in helping you identify your next listing, your next buyer. So guys, I encourage you to also partner with other agents to divide and conquer. I did a webinar with Mitch Ribbick about a year ago. He wrote a book called The Big Lie. And the big lie is that you have to work hard to make money. What he does is he applies leverage to make money. So he'll get a buyer referral. In fact, he got one at 1.4 million, a buyer referral from a past client of his. And what he did is he posted to his group. He happens to be with EXP and he's built a large rev share organization locally. So he just posts to his group that he's got a buyer that needs to look at homes this weekend. He'll pay $25 an hour, any takers. And he'll get 5, 6, 10 people saying, yeah, I'll take them out and show them homes for $25 an hour. And when they find the home, they bring them back to Mitch. Mitch writes and negotiates the offer. He got this $1.4 million buyer recently, did exactly that, found somebody who said, yep, I'll show them homes for $25 an hour. They showed him 4 homes. It cost Mitch about $100 in total, but then he got the whole commission on top of that. So partner with agents, leverage through people. And these other agents, I mean, $25 an hour is better than 0 per hour. So you'd be shocked at what they'll be willing to do. So as you start to leverage and build your team, I encourage you to do it the right way. So you're going to start with transaction management. You also outsource it first. And once you're at 3 to 5 closings per month consistently, hire that person in-house. Your next key hire is a showing partner / ISA. Now, I think the mistake a lot of agents make is they run out and they hire a buyer agent right off the bat. Big time mistake because the person fails miserably. Rather, put them as a showing partner first, where you set the appointment, they witness your initial counseling session, so they watch you present the buyer agency contract, get it signed. Once it's signed, they're going to take the buyer out, show them all the homes, bring it back to you to write, negotiate the offer. For that, I would give them 15% of the gross commission income per transaction. Now, if they set the initial appointment and you get the buyer agency contract signed, right, negotiate the offer, pay them 25%. Motivate them to establish their own first appointments. And once they get, say, 5 buyers under contract, then you'll promote your showing partner to buyer agent. At this point, you go to more of a traditional 50-50 type split on team leads and maybe a little bit higher to them for self-generated leads. Then you're also going to hire what I call an OSA, Outbound Sales Associate. They'll call FSBOs, expired listings, and circle prospecting. And as you go through this evolution, you've got your OSA in place. Then it's a matter of promoting your OSA to lead OSA. Once they've got maybe 10 signed listing contracts for you, you promote them to lead OSA. Then they go and build their respective division. They're going to hire a junior OSA. And they're going to take an override on everything that junior ISA closes. So final thoughts, guys. I know I've gone over a little bit, yet I just wanted to get your mind on what it feels like to apply leverage. And I got to tell you, it feels good. So my final thoughts, pick one quadrant to focus on. This week, is it going to be through models that you want to focus on? Is it systems? Is it technology? Or are you ready to start leveraging through people? I say apply just one strategy this week. What is it? So triage it, all the things you could do, boil it down to what you should do. Watch your time, your energy, and your results will multiply. So what will you implement from today's call? Which quadrant needs the most attention in your business? And what's one task you can delegate, automate, or model this week? And some of you, maybe you want a little help. Just remember, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with leverage. Here's what I want you to do. you find yourself in a position that maybe you want a little help with no strings, no obligations, not pulling your credit card out of your pocket, just drop a text. Do it right now. Text free coaching to 720-341-4876. By the way, if you happen to be in the states of Texas or Florida, I want you to go to iconcoaching.com, click on the events tab. Check out our live sales surge events that are coming to San Antonio, Houston, Austin, Dallas, Miami, Jacksonville, Tampa, and Orlando. That's happening in August and September. So check it out. Go ahead and register right now if you happen to be in one of those states or are willing to travel. We'd love to see you at these live sales surge events. But in the short term, guys, just take out your phone right now. Drop a text to 720-341-4876. And in the subject, just type out free coaching. What I'll do is I'll bounce you back my scheduling link. You and I will get on a free coaching session. We're going to walk through these 4 aspects of leverage, and we're going to come up with some strategy for you to implement and deploy this week. And if you like what you hear and you see a brighter future by aligning with Icon, well, we can talk about that. Yet we don't have to. Yet it's totally up to you. No strings, no obligations. I look forward to getting on the phone with you and helping you with your business. Guys, thank you for being here today. Until we do this again next week, just be on purpose, be productive, be powerful. Set a standard, hold the standard. Do it between now and next week, and I promise you, you're going to turn the corner. Your business is going to start taking off in a powerful way. Talk soon, everybody. Bye-bye.